What's up? My name is Kat.
And I'm Emma,
and you're watching Search the Skais. So Emma, what are some things that keep you calm, cool, and collected with a plate of amazing clients?
Of course, good question, Kat. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So we have so many amazing clients at Sky Blue Media, of course, that keep us very busy.
Obviously.
And one thing that I make sure that I do is make lists. I love to make lists, and it keeps me organized and keeps me on task with what I have to do next. And then along those same lines, I like to save and organize everything. So any documents that I get, any folders that I get, I make sure that they are saved and ready to go. And then also, if I'm ever feeling overwhelmed, I just like to kind of do the easy tasks first and make myself feel a little bit better and like I'm a little bit more in control, and then I can really tackle the hard stuff. And
That's smart advice.
Yeah, thank you.
So what advice would you give yourself as an intern, knowing what you know now as an account executive?
Oh my gosh. There is so much advice I would give myself. I started here as an intern and had so much fun, and I'm so glad to be where I'm at now.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Also, you got a recent promotion, didn't you?
Thank you. I'm now an account executive. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I guess I would say number one, forgive yourself for any mistakes you make. You're going to make mistakes in any job that you do, of course. And I think I would tell little intern me that it's okay and you're going to learn from it. Mistakes are where we grow and learn the most. And so they're super important. And I would just say it's all right. You'll be okay.
Absolutely. So how does the ever-changing media climate impact your work, and how do you adjust?
Yes. So the media climate is a never-ending cycle of something new, of course, as we all know. And I think it's important to do your best to be as caught up as you possibly can be, read the headlines. That's how we serve our clients best, is to be as updated as we can be. But I also think that it's important to give yourself breaks when you need it, because as we all know, the news can be really difficult to deal with and really hard on your mental state. So I think, when I log off and when I go home, I make sure that if I am consuming news, it's news that makes me happy and that makes me calm, just so I can kind of reset and get ready for the next workday when, we're consuming news that might not make us happy or calm.
Oh, for sure. And I do a lot of the same too. I really try to temper my media consumption. Of course I want to keep up on everything, but also you got to protect yourself.
Yes.
And as a designer, it's really important for me to know what's going on and less emotional, even just digital updates, like that big Instagram update they did not too long ago. No longer thinking inside the square, we're thinking inside the 1350 by 1080.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm sure that all the platforms are constantly changing, not only the way they communicate, but and the way you post.
Because as soon as you think or as soon as you do know how to put things together, it's there's an update, Instagram's copying somebody else, somebody else. Say that. But it's everything digitally is changing because technology is constantly evolving. So we have to be constantly evolving with it.
Yeah, especially when you rely on platforms that might not even exist in a few weeks or a few months.
I remember Zero.
Yeah,
that was around for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But what has been your favorite Sky Blue memory?
My favorite Sky Blue memory.
Great transition.
It's fine. There's so many great Sky Blue memories. I think
what's the first one?
I think something that I hold really close to me, as I was hired here and I graduated college in the era of COVID. The last 2.5 years of college, I wasn't going to classes in person all the time, or just lots of things were changing, and I didn't get to see my coworkers a lot in person. Obviously, we were connecting over Zoom, but any time that we got to connect in person was so special to me. So I think back to any of our retreats that we've done, or even just in office days, I feel like I'm able to really learn who my coworkers are as people so much better when I see them face to face.
We have so many wonderful ones too.
We do. There's so many incredible people at this company, and yourself included. And I just really cherish any chance I get to really learn who they are as people, because I grow as a person. So
that one's super wonderful. And that's a little bit of my answer too. I felt like I had an immediate answer for this. What's my favorite Sky Blue memory? It was my first day. My first day was so fun because my first day was the December retreat.
Really? Oh wait, I do. I remember that because I remember you came in. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. came in my first time meeting everybody.
The big conference room?
Yeah, this big intimidating conference room. Everyone's dressed amazing. Like everyone's just super beautiful and they're all like besties. And I'm like, oh no, am I going to fit in? I did fit in. But
immediately. We were all so glad to have you there.
And this one was silly, but everyone like kind of went around to do like an icebreaker to talk about some icebreaker-y thing. Can't remember the exact one. And they're like, hi, I'm so-and-so. I've been here for like 10 years, or like naming their years. I'm like, hi, I'm Kat. I've been here for a couple hours now. Oh, happy to be here. But I loved that day. That was so much fun. Like, that was really just like the Sky Blue media treatment. We took like that, shuttle around Philly to see like everywhere Sky Blue has been. And it was such a cool experience. Like day one, getting to take in everything, meet everybody, including like our West Coast team and like our New York team. And I love that.
So, fun fact, the day of the shuttle trip, I actually was taking a final. I was still in college at that time, so I didn't get to come to that day. But I will say one of my favorite days during that retreat specifically was we went around the room and everyone danced to this, like, I forget what song we played, but we played some sort of song and everyone went around and did like a little 30-second dance. And it was hilarious and a way to just like release and relax. So that would be a top one.
I didn't get to go to that specific one and I'm now jealous.
We'll do it again.
I mean, I do it all the time, just.
All right. So Kat, are you ready for your questions?
Yes.
All right, here we go. So as our lead graphic designer, amazing lead graphic designer, what have been some of the most defining points in your artistic journey?
Easy. When I got fired from my first art job,
I
got laid off.
Okay.
Clarification. I got laid off. Like I was a screen printer for this small mom and pop's like a t-shirt company. I loved it. It was great. I think we won't say how old I was, but but like I love that experience, and it was the first time that I had worked a job that like I was just sustaining myself by like making art or doing creative things and working with my hands. And I also did a little bit of graphic design for them too. And like I just loved having that job so much that like when they had to close their doors and we all got laid off, I was like, I want to keep doing this. Like, I don't want to like go back to like the jobs that I had before that. And that pushed me to go to college. Okay. Go Owls.
Temple.
Yeah, Temple, Tyler. But that pushed me to go back to college. And that was an extremely defining point of my career and my life.
Yeah.
Like that was such an important experience to me. Like, I'm so glad that I did that. And had that not happened, which felt like devastating at the time, of course, because I was young and everything feels devastating when you're young. But had that not happened, then I wouldn't have moved on to the next thing, and it wouldn't have led me to all the dominoes that led me straight to you.
Oh, but we're so glad to have you. So
me too.
We're glad
I love
that
this
everything,
place.
like you said, led to where you are now. So on the same kind of note, what project at Sky Blue Media have you been the proudest to work on?
All right, I'm gonna do a rude answer by not directly answering this one. It's kind of been all of them. It's been the journey for me, honestly, because like I've loved all the projects and everything I've done here. Because this has been my first like media forward job. Like I've worked like restaurant design. I've worked like garment printing, packaging, like things of that nature. And this is like really my first like foray into like media, and like I really loved like seeing what the projects are, seeing how we work with the clients, how you work with the clients, like working with like a comms team,
how we can like. Go off each other, work together.
Yeah, and it's like I really love just seeing my own personal journey of like how I started, and I was like a little bit timid, and then like coming up to like today, where it's like, you know, decks, do EOD, we got a deck here, like we need like this,
and you get it done.
I'm just like, absolutely, let's do this. Like I know exactly what to do, like I know who to ask, like I know like what I can answer my own questions. Yeah, and it's like it's not a specific like job, but like I've loved just the journey of moving through all of these and how I've grown through all of the Sky Blue projects I've been able to work on.
And I will say, watching the creative team, one thing that I am always impressed by, especially by you, is how you guys will get deadlines and you will meet them.
I'm not afraid of a deadline.
You deal with some of the tightest deadlines, and
I think you all do. Like the comms team, at least like from where I'm sitting.
We definitely, we both get some tight deadlines.
Yeah, it's like the comms team from where I'm sitting, like y'all are doing the magic. Like you're putting it together. Like you give me the puzzle pieces, and I'm just like putting them together, but you invent them.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad that we work together because we get it done. All right. So there's been some moments that you're super proud of. Kind of on the flip side, I'm sure that there are some obstacles. So always. Has there ever been a time that you've had to get through a creative block, and how do you do that?
Constantly. Constantly. And I've got perfect advice for this because I've had to work through it. All creatives have to work through this. When you get creative blocks, not sponsored by Nike, but just do it. The best advice, I really can't remember if someone else told me this or if I made it up myself, but The thing that I do when I've got a creative block is like, just make something ugly. Because it needs to exist.
Yeah.
So if I'm looking at something and I'm like, I don't know how to make this look lovely. I don't know how to make this look on brand. I just tell myself, just make it.
Mm-hmm.
You know it needs a logo. You know it needs a photo that evokes this general emotion. You know it needs these colors in it, and you know like this copy needs to go in it, and you know it's this size. Mm-hmm. Throw all that on the plate.
Yeah.
Just put it in there, and then once you have that, you can say, oh, the logo's too big. Oh, like that type looks strange. Oh, that color's off. Or
make
like
those small changes.
Yeah, because like once you have anything to work with, you can ask yourself what's not working.
Yeah.
Or you can just like, even if you have that, step away, go take a little walkie poo, like have a sip of tea, call up one of your design peers or like one of just like your company peers and be like, hey, what do you think?
Yeah.
I know that this isn't the final, but what do you think? Like, what makes it better? Like really, I love leaning on my team. I love leaning on my education. I love leaning on like mentors of my past, mentors of my current, and make something ugly and then move from there.
Yeah. And I think like on the comm side, I think we do something very similar as well, where if like we can't get through something, we'll have a brainstorm and just spew it all out there. Like write everything down, write all the ideas down, and eventually one of them is really going to hit and really going to stick. So
yeah, because personally I'm very visual.
Yeah.
So if the visual doesn't exist, then my brain's just beep, 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 beep.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. I love it. All right. So next question, final question. How does color psychology and other branding elements impact your work? And I'm really curious about this because I don't know much about this.
I do know about this.
Okay.
It impacts everything because it is everything. Like working in this like specific arena of design where like it's client work. We're working with people and brands that like have an established like vibe. They already have like they already have a logo. They already have like their colors they like to use. They already have like a specific like just brand book, like playbook of like how they like to be presented. So like that really impacts everything. It's the entire job. Like I need to, when I'm presented with a client or like just a job, like I really need to take in their brand. I really need to like spend some time with it. Like that's number one before I start putting like any pencil to paper, any like, or at least like, you know, the digital pencil to paper. Yeah. Like that's always the first step. It's like, I need to get to know the client. I need to get to know what their vibe is. Like I need to like understand just what they do. So like what I make looks like what they do.
Yeah.
And if I can't do that, then I missed the mark.
Oh, well, thank you, Kat. I feel like I learned so much. I feel like I could dive into the road of graphics.
It's so much fun, honestly. Yeah. Everyone dive in. Graphic design is so much fun. I personally love doing it.
Oh, thank you. Love learning about it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And do not forget to like and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.